Good day, everyone, especially to you, Mom. I am Marimar Oclida from BSHM 3A, and today I am going to tackle the chapter 15 of the subject Legal Aspects in Tourism and Hospitality. It is entitled Tourism and Hospitality Management Education. So, before we dig into the topic, we have here our learning objectives. First is to differentiate schools abiding with laws from those that are not. Second is to identify the requirements in the opening and operation of a tourism or hospitality management program and tourism related technical vocational programs. And third is to identify the laws governing various issues in tourism and hospitality education. So, moving on, we have here our contents or the overview of this chapter. We have the introduction, the curriculum, school laboratories and other child requirements, student practicum or apprenticeship. Next is accreditation and the regulations of schools, tuition fees. We also tackle the sexual harassments in the academy, the random drug testing for tertiary level students, the tertiary education equivalency, and last is the foreign students. Introduction. In the Philippines, over 300 schools offer programs in tourism and hospitality management. Degree programs are regulated by the Commission on Higher Education, while non-degree programs are overseen by the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. Annually, CHED recognized institutions produce over 40,000 graduates, and TESDA recognized institutions produced about 10,000 graduates. So, in the curriculum of the BS Tourism and BS Hotel and Restaurant Management programs of the different colleges and universities around the country should be compliant with CHED Memorandum Order Number 31 Series of 2001, in accordance with the pertinent provisions of Republic Act Number 7722, otherwise known as the Higher Education Act of 1994. The following minimum curricular requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management tourisms are hereby adopted and promulgated by this commission. So the BS Tourism and BS Hotel and Restaurant Management programs in the Philippines are updated every 4 years to stay relevant to industry needs, ensuring graduates are employable globally. The curriculum includes 51 units of general education, 24 units of hospitality management core, 18 units of business education core, 36 units of major subjects, 3 units of practicum, and 8 units of physical education. So Filipino graduates in this field are highly sought after worldwide. Schools starting BS HRM or Hospitality Management Program must secure a CHED permit and apply for government recognition within 1 to 2 years to graduate their first students in 4 years. CHED's inspection, now handled by regional quality assessment teams, focuses on laboratory quality, equipment, sanitation, safety, and learning environment. According to CHED's Memorandum Order Number 31 Series of 2001, BS Tourism and BS HRM programs require a minimum of 200 hours of practicum in each area of specialization. For international practicum, CHED Memorandum Order 15 Series of 2002 outlines the guidelines. CHED promotes strong academic industry linkages to enhance student skills and global competitiveness through the International Practicum Training Program. This program allows students to train internationally, developing skills for global employment. CHED issues a list of accredited training partners, and institutions should partner only with those endorsed by CHED. The foregoing implementing guidelines are applicable to the international practicum. Next is the training program for HRM or tourism students. In its qualification or requirements for the agency's parties, it involves higher education institutions. Only higher education institutions with accredited programs are qualified to participate in the International Practicum Training Program and may deploy their HRM or tourism students for the purpose. Second is the training partner. The training partner should be at least a 3-star hotel, resort, club, restaurant duly accredited by the Hotel or Restaurant Association abroad. Third is the third party training partner, or also known as 3TP. The 3TP should be accredited by CHED. Next is the student. Considering the cross-cultural nature of this program, participants should be carefully selected. They should possess the following qualifications. It must be an HRM or tourism student and currently enrolled in practicum subject. Second, must be at least 18 years old. Third, must have passed pre-practicum requirements. Next is must be recommended by the faculty practicum coordinator and the dean of the college. Next, must undergo a pre-departure orientation seminar and proficiency training in basic industry language. Must be physically and mentally fit with a pleasant personality. Must be particulate in English or the language spoken in the host country, must possess the manifest approval or consent from parents or guardians, and last is must have the right attitude towards practicum or work. Next, we have the obligations or responsibilities of the agencies or parties involved. The specific obligation or responsibilities of the parties involved in the implementation of the IPTP are as follows. First, higher education institution. Select participants in accordance with the qualification requirements with the concurrence of the 3P. Assigned a full-time academically qualified faculty practicum coordinator responsible for all aspects of the IPTP and its demands to include programs implemented and evaluation. Third, conduct a pre-departure orientation or seminar in cooperation with the 3P for the students and their parents or guardians. And last is submit to CHED the list of departing students. In the accreditation and the regulations of schools under Republic Act number 7722, the Higher Education Act of 1994, CHED has revised policies for voluntary accreditation to promote quality and excellence in higher education. CHED encourages higher education institutions to exceed minimum standards through non-government accreditation systems. CHED supports and protects the voluntary nature and integrity of this accreditation process. Accredited institutions are certified by federations and networks. According to CHED Memorandum Order Number 6, Series of 1997, Level 3 accredited schools are autonomous, while Level 2 schools have partial deregulation, granting them curricular autonomy. Next is about the tuition fees. So the law stated that the allowable increase in tuition and other fees in all levels should not be more than the prevailing national inflation rate. The prevailing national inflation rate shall refer to the average annual headline inflation at the national level of the immediately preceding year prior to the academic year for which the intended increase shall take effect. So, any increases in tuition or other fees in all levels to be made up by the private higher education institutions shall be subject to consultation with stakeholders and approval of the Commission on Higher Education. Next, let's tackle the sexual harassments in the academy. According to Section 3 of the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1985 or Republic Act number 7877, it outlines scenario where sexual harassment occurs in an education or training setting. First is when the victim is under the care, custody, or supervision of the offender. Second is when the victims. Second is when the victim's education, training, apprenticeship or tutorship is entrusted to the offender. Third is when sexual favors are demanded in exchange for academic benefits or privileges. And fourth is when sexual advances create an intimidating, hostile, or offensive environment for the victim. According to Section 4 of the Republic Act 7877, mandates that school and training establishments heads must prevent sexual harassments and establish procedures for resolving such cases. While Section 5 of Republic Act number 7877 stipulates that the head of the school is jointly responsible for damages resulting from sexual harassment incidents that occur within the institution if they are informed of such acts by the victim and fail to take immediate action. Next, let's proceed on the random drug testing for tertiary level students. So the law stated that in accordance with the pertinent provisions of Republic Act Number 7722, otherwise known as the Higher Education Act of 1994, and pursuant to Section 36C of Article 3 of Republic Act 9165, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002, random drug testing of students in public and private tertiary or higher education institutions will be implemented beginning 2003. So the purpose of random drug testing are: first is to determine the prevalence of drug users among the students, to assess the effectivity of the school-based and community-based prevention programs. Third is to deter the use of illegal drugs. Fourth is to facilitate the rehabilitation of drug users and dependents. And last is to strengthen the collaboration efforts of identified agencies against the use of illegal drugs and in the rehabilitation of drug users and dependents. Next is the tertiary education equivalency. CHED Memorandum Order 21 Series of 1997 provides the policies and guidelines and the implementation of expanded tertiary education equivalency and accreditation program pursuant to Executive Order 330. So the expanded tertiary education equivalency and accredited program acknowledges the skills and expertise gained through years of experience in the tourism and hospitality industry. It allows practitioners to earn credits equivalent to certain subjects in a bachelor's program, enabling them to complete their degree in a shorter time. In some instances, bachelor's degrees are awarded without requiring additional units. I think that's all for the chapter 15. I hope you have learned something and thank you for listening.